Yo, what is up, guys? It is Nick, or the Notorious Fantasy, back in today with another fantasy football video. Today's video, I'm doing the Week 11 quarterback rankings. I go through quarterback 1 all the way to 20, and I give you an explanation of why I have them ranked where they are. Now, before I get into these rankings, I'd like to give you guys a word from my sponsor, OverlayDFS.com. OverlayDFS.com is my favorite way to play DFS on all of the interwebs. Now, Overlay DFS has a couple of games you can play, but my favorite is the progressive game type. Now, there are entry points at a lot of different levels. As you can see here, there's a $2.5 game, a $22 game, and a $109 game. Now, in these games, the entry, when you win and become in that top 10%, you get 9 times your buy-in. $2.5 turns into $18. $22 turns into $180, and $109 turns into $900. But the specialty comes in here. It's that progressive bonus, and that is $1,038 for the $2.5 game. For the $22 game, it's over $7,000, and for the $109 game, it's over $2,600. And last week, I saw someone hit that beautiful 12-0 to claim that progressive bonus. Now, how it works is very much simple here. All you got to do is you see a bunch of matchups on your screen. You got to make 12 picks plus 3 alternate picks. So right here, Lamar Jackson versus Deshaun Watson. Who do you think will score more fantasy points? They're playing against each other in real life, so I would go with Lamar Jackson. Now, there is also something that I really like to do here that I think is a secret bit of strategy that seems to work a lot for me. So you scroll down here, and you're going to pick a wide receiver to go with your quarterback. So if I wanted to go, if I really believed that it was Deshaun Watson, I would go Deshaun Watson and Mr. D on Dre Hopkins. But you could also go here and put another wide receiver with another quarterback. It is very much that easy, or match your quarterback with your tight end because you think they are both going to perform. So please make sure to check out OverlayDFS.com. They have gotten rid of the way that you can only play just one entry. Now you can do up to 10 entries in these games. So make sure to check out OverlayDFS.com. Link down below in the description. And we are back. Make sure to check out OverlayDFS.com. Link down below in the description. Let's get right into this video. Week 11 QB rankings. Over here, we got 1 through 12. At number 1, we have the one, the only Pat Mahomes. Showtime Mahomes going up against the LA Chargers in Mexico. Now, I love Pat Mahomes in this game. I think that the LA Chargers defense is really not that good, and Pat Mahomes looked great against the Tennessee Titans, which are a pretty good defense as a whole. The LA Chargers, they have much to fucking figure out on that defense because they're just not that good, and Pat Mahomes is going to be able to easily torch them in Mexico, and I believe he will be the number 1 ranked quarterback in fantasy football this week. At number 2, we have Lamar Jackson going up against the Houston Texans. Now, this week I found it very hard to rank the number 1 guy because I also think that Lamar Jackson may be the number 1 guy going up against the Houston Texans. I believe that this is going to be a very high scoring matchup. The reason why is because both of these defenses are just about okay, and both of these offenses have so much firepower on them that I really believe this is going to be a high scoring matchup. Lamar Jackson can get it done with his legs and through the air. We saw last week against the Cincinnati Bengals him bend them over and slap them up in the ass real good. I think that Lamar Jackson is going to be in for a humongous game this week against the Houston Texans in Baltimore. Number 3, we have the other quarterback in that game, Deshaun Watson against the Baltimore Ravens. I really believe in both of these guys this week. Both of these guys are 2 quarterbacks that can get it done with their legs and through the air. If you guys play in 4-point per passing touchdown leagues, they are even better because they have the opportunity to score that rushing touchdown to get you 6 points, which is 2 points more. I love Deshaun Watson this week against Baltimore. This matchup is going to be very back and forth, and neither of these teams are super duper run heavy. Obviously, the Ravens actually do like running the ball, but a lot of those runs are with Lamar Jackson. At number 4, we have Drew Brees going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and this matchup is eye-watering. It is salivating. It is the most beautiful matchup you can ever see. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is fucking garbage, and in Tampa Bay, well, I should say their defense is pretty good against the run, but against the pass, it is fucking terrible, and Drew Brees doesn't need to run. He just throws the ball about 1,000 times to one man named Michael Thomas, and Drew Brees in this game should be able to have a fantastic game. We saw last week Drew Brees actually shit the bed against the Atlanta Falcons, but this week he's got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I really believe that this is going to be a super big shootout in Tampa Bay. so I really like Drew Brees in this game. And number 5, we have Joshy Allen going against the Miami Dolphins. Now, Josh Allen has been pretty good the last couple of weeks, being ultra consistent, being at around 20 points every single game. And this is his best matchup yet against the Miami Dolphins. This is an in-division rivalry game, so it may end up being closer than we think. But even if it's close, that means that Josh Allen will get the opportunity to throw the ball. And Josh Allen also does what the first 3 quarterbacks can do, and that is get it done with the legs. Obviously, we don't see Pat Mahomes running as much, but Lamar Jackson really does like to run the ball, and so does Josh Allen. We saw last year he made that Minnesota Vikings defender look like a clown as he hurdled him, and this week against the Miami Dolphins, I think he's going to be able to hurdle, hop, skip, and jump his way straight into the end zone multiple times in this game, getting it done through with his legs and through the air. And number 6, we have the GOAT, Tom Brady at TB12, going against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Tom Brady is the most ultra consistent play fantasy football has ever had. Every single week, he has been very consistent this season. And against the Eagles, I like this consistency. I think that Tom Brady is pissed that he lost to them in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. He doesn't give a fuck who's the quarterback of their team. Given it's Carson Wentz, obviously, it's not Foles, but, he lost to Foles, but they were playing amazing in that game. And I think this game, the Eagles' defense is just as shit as it was back when they were playing back then. I think that Tom Brady is pissed off that they lost to the Ravens. I think that you can't let Tom Brady get mad. I think that number 6 is about where he should slot in. Obviously, some of the guys behind him have higher upside than Tom Brady, but I think Tom Brady's going to be pissed and slinging that rock against the Philadelphia Eagles. At number 7, we have famous Jameis Winston going against the New Orleans Saints. And I believe that Jameis Winston is going to be trying to eat that W this week, just like he did when they played in New Orleans a couple of years ago, or last year, I believe, or 2 years ago, when he was eating that fucking W, looking like a crazy person. And this week, he is going to ball out. He's been pretty consistent the last couple of games. Obviously, last week didn't play as well as a lot of people predicted, but that doesn't fucking matter because it is a whole new week. And against the New Orleans Saints, this is a game that is always high-scoring game, that is always close, and a game that sees a lot of passing touchdowns. And Jameis Winston and Drew Brees are really going to butt heads in this matchup and cause for great fantasy football points. I love famous Jameis this week, ranked in at number 7. And number 8, we have Mr. Derek Carr going up against the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Cincinnati Bengals defense is fucking atrocious. Derek Carr, who has been pretty good this season so far, obviously has had some bad games, but thus far has been pretty consistent. I love Derek Carr this week against the Cincinnati Bengals. There are so many juicy matchups this week that it's almost hard to rank all these guys. But with that said, at number 8, I like Derek Carr. He has a lot of upside in this game against the Bengals. Obviously, they're like shoveling the ball straight to Josh Jacobs every single play, but it doesn't really matter because they still have to throw the ball, and Derek Carr will be able to produce. He is also a guy that can sneaky run the ball, but we don't see it a lot. At number 9, we have Mr. Matty Ice going against the Carolina Panthers. Now, I like this matchup for Matty Ice as well as Kyle Allen, but Matt Ryan is going to be able to perform in this game. I think this is going to be a pass-heavy attack on the Carolina Panthers. I think it's going to be a higher-scoring game. I believe that Matt Ryan will be able to produce this week, and I got him slotted in at number 9. At number 10, we have Kyle Allen, but before I talk about Kyle Allen, I'd like to ask you guys, could please go down below if you have enjoyed thus far and knock one time on that fucking subscribe button. At number 10, we have Kyle Allen going against the Atlanta Falcons. And like I said, I believe there's going to be a high-scoring matchup. If you notice, a lot of these games are going to be higher scoring today because we have elite offenses fucking going at each other, and I like Kyle Allen in this game. Obviously, they're not a super elite offense, and neither is the Falcons, but they're both good offenses facing up against not so good defenses. While Kyle Allen's upside is definitely tapered by the fact that he has Christian McCaffrey, the best running back in the league, on his team. To me, that also is one of his strengths and one of his upsides because he can just dump the ball to Christian McCaffrey, and Christian McCaffrey can make the whole defense miss, and he could score a 60-yard touchdown at any point in this game. I think that in this game, they are going to have to be passing the ball a lot, and Christian McCaffrey will obviously eat, but Kyle Allen should have a great game this week, and I really believe he is an amazing top-tier stream this week. At number 11, we have Philip Rivers going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Philip Rivers took a shit straight in your lineup last week. This week, I believe he has taken an L, and he is going to bounce back. Philip Rivers has been just about okay this season, but against the Kansas City Chiefs in Mexico, this should be a very good game, and a very good game for Philip Rivers. It seems like they like to run, and they also like to throw, so it doesn't really matter. It's a nice old mix, and against the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe he'll be a top 12 quarterback. At number 12, we have Mr. You like that? Kirk Cousins going up against the Denver Broncos. Now, Kirk Cousins has been performing pretty well the last couple of games. He went into Dallas and lathered them up and ate them for fucking breakfast because he destroyed them. And I believe that this week against a terrible Denver defense, he'll be able to perform. But the one problem is, there is not going to be a shootout in this game. This game is going to be Kirk Cousins throwing 2 touchdowns, 250 yards, and then fucking Dalvin Cook getting the ball about 1,000 times. But if he dumps the ball off to Dalvin Cook on the 5-yard line, he may end up scoring 3 touchdowns because that counts for him scoring as well. So I like Kirk Cousins in this game, but his upside is tempered by the fact that I think that the Denver Broncos offense just really is not that good and will not be able to score very many points. Now on to the 13 through 20. So like I said, guys, if you guys have not subscribed already, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below. Number 13, we have Jimmy GQ, Jimmy G-Spot, Jimmy Handsome, Jimmy Guap, Jimmy Garoppolo going up against the Arizona Cardinals. Now, we saw 2 weeks ago this matchup go down, and Jimmy Garoppolo was looking like a certified fucking beauty playing up against the Arizona Cardinals, throwing a load of touchdowns. I believe 4 touchdowns in this game last week. Took the touchdowns down, but this week I love him against the Arizona Cardinals. But the thing that I love about him is the fact that he has Emmanuel Sanders and all these good wide Debo as well. But if Emmanuel Sanders is ruled out, then I would not be as comfortable in starting Jimmy Garoppolo. And I think that this game will be a lot different than the first matchup this season. I think that Jimmy Garoppolo and the offense may try to run them down because they didn't really try to run the ball all that much against them last time. Obviously, that hurts Jimmy Garoppolo, and the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo just isn't the greatest fantasy quarterback, but at the end of the day, Jimmy Garoppolo is ranked at number 13. At number 14, we have the other quarterback in that game, and that is Mr. Kyler Murray going against the San Francisco 49ers. Kyler Murray, the 5'6" quarterback, should be able to perform in this game against the San Francisco 49ers. We saw him perform last time they played. But the thing is, he's playing up against such a tough defense that's hard to rank him inside the top 12. And the fact that I think that the coaching on the San Francisco 49ers is smart enough to realize that they got a bit fucked up last time against them and to play better. At number 15, we have Jared Goff going against the Chicago Bears. Now, Jared Goff has really just taken a shit in your lineup every single week this season. He just really has not performed like the Jared Goff we saw last year, lead the Rams to the Super Bowl. I don't know what the fuck is up with the Rams. They may not even end up making the playoffs in this tough NFC this year, but I really think that Jared Goff is just going to be just about okay this week against the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears have one of the better defenses in the league, so that obviously hurts Mr. Jared Goff. But I think that he is going to be throwing the ball enough in this game to warrant being number 15. At number 16, we have Mr. Jacoby Brissett, Jacoby B, going against the Jacksonville Jaguars in Indianapolis. Now, Jacoby Brissett is coming back off that injury. He is without his number 1 target in T.Y. Hilton. So I think that there's going to be a much more run-heavy attack at the Jacksonville Jaguars. But I still think that Jacoby Brissett is good enough, when 100% healthy, to warrant being the number 16 guy. And plus, a lot of the guys behind him are straight garbage because there are some teams on bye. At number 17, we have Big Dick Nick Foles going against the Indianapolis Colts. Now, Nick Foles, just like Jacoby Brissett, is making his return. Nick Foles was having a long-awaited return, being out for a lot, like pretty much, he was gone week 1, got hurt in that game, and now we're in week 11, so he's been out for 10 weeks. Gardner Minshew took the reins for them, but now it's time to throw his cock straight onto the table and play in this game in Indianapolis. Will Nick Foles look like the Nick Foles of week 1, who looked like he could have torn apart Kansas City's asshole? Who knows? If he is like that, I think that he will be able to be even better than the 17th ranked quarterback, but right now I feel like I don't know enough about how healthy he is and how confident I am in him to rank him higher than number 17. At number 18, we have Mr. CW, Carson Wentz, going against the New England Patriots, and the true quarterback that should be starting in the Philadelphia Eagles is Nick Foles. Nick Foles should be the quarterback, but instead they shipped him off to the Jacksonville after he won them a Super Bowl. Fuck Carson Wentz at number 18. Going against the New England Patriots, I really don't think he's going to be able to get much done. We saw 2 weeks ago before their bye that the Ravens were able to play great against the New England Patriots. You want to know who's not the Ravens? The shittier bird in the Eagles. The Eagles are really not going to be able to do much in this game, and I really don't think that Carson Wentz has that good of a game. But to me, if any team can beat the fucking Patriots, it would be the Philadelphia Eagles because of that gypsy witchcraft that they're putting out onto the field. At number 19, we have Mr. Sammy Mono, Sammy Donald, Sammy D, Mono Boy, Kid C Ghost going against the Washington Redskins. And at number 19, Sam Darnold is just about okay. He has the best opportunity out of any of these guys to score about 1,000,000 points. But he also has the worst coach out of all these guys, and he also is the biggest idiot out of these guys. He will be throwing picks for no fucking reason. But Sam Darnold this week against the Washington Redskins should be great, but I still just can't put my trust in Sammy Mono. At number 20, the Mr. Irrelevant of this rankings, obviously there's other quarterbacks that are even more relevant that didn't make the list, is Ryan Fitzmagic going against the Buffalo Bills. Now, he has not been that great in fantasy football, but what I know is I like to ride that magic, and I'm hopping all aboard the Magic fucking school bus this week, going in Miami. I think that Ryan Fitzpatrick, he still has all that magic bottled up until the magic runs out. I think that Ryan Fitzpatrick could be great this week against the Buffalo Bills, and as we all know, no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. So thank you guys all for watching this video. If at any point you ended up enjoying, you ended up having yourself a goddamn chuckle, please make sure to click that subscribe button down below. Make sure to click on one of the videos that are on your screen right now. I love each and every single one of you guys. Make sure you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you fuckers later with another video. Goodbye, my friends.